Standard cosmological models operate on a strange premise. 95% of the universe is missing. We account for this massive gap by assuming the existence of invisible dark matter and dark energy. That is the first symptom. When quantum mechanics calculates the energy of empty space, it overshoots gravitational measurements by 122 orders of magnitude, the largest discrepancy in the history of science. This map of the cosmic microwave background shows the radiation of the early universe, but the expansion rate calculated from this ancient light fails to align with the expansion we measure in our local, modern universe. To patch these holes, we typically add new theoretical parameters. We invent phantom particles, novel fluids, and entirely new fields to force the equations to balance. Independent researcher Nadav Bashan identifies this error through a framework called the macroscopic boundary principle. For a century, physics has assumed that macroscopic systems are governed from the inside out. We calculate their behavior based on the 3D volume, the bulk fluid and matter they contain. Bashan's framework flips this. From stars to the entire cosmos, stable systems are governed strictly by the 2D geometry of their outer boundary, the surface where photons escape and propagate freely. Modern cosmology is trying to solve a 2D surface area problem using 3D volume mathematics. This local boundary is easy to see. The surface of the Sun is a thermodynamic locus where outward radiation perfectly balances inward gravitational pull. When you calculate this balance, the variables for mass and volume cancel out. What remains is a pure, dimensionless geometric invariant, pi cubed divided by 15. Data from 190 binary stars shows their surfaces cluster below this ceiling. To scale to the cosmos, we project this 2D limit into a 3D volume. A sphere's area-to-volume ratio is 1:3. Dividing our boundary limit by 3 yields pi cubed over 45, or 0.689. 0.689 is the exact measured value of dark energy. It isn't a mysterious expanding fluid. It is the fixed geometric boundary tension of the universe. The vacuum catastrophe, that massive 122 order of magnitude gap, comes from the same error, treating the vacuum as a 3D energy density. If we view the cosmic horizon purely as a 2D boundary rather than a volume, the discrepancy disappears. That massive number, 10 to the power of 122, is the exact count of microscopic, Planck-sized pixels that fit on the 2D surface area of the observable universe. Newton's gravitational constant bridges this microscopic grid to the macroscopic boundary, linking the smallest possible scale to the largest. The vacuum catastrophe was actually a measurement of the universe's holographic resolution, the total pixel count across its surface. The Hubble tension resolves when we look at how matter clumps into a cosmic web of galaxy clusters and empty voids. When spheres pack together optimally in 3 dimensions, they leave unavoidable structural gaps. Accounting for these gaps requires the spatial fabric to stretch by a precise fraction of 13/12. This 13/12 geometric stretch factor perfectly aligns local expansion measurements with early universe data, dissolving the tension. Rewinding this logic to the Big Bang changes the universe's start. Boundary math prevents collapse into an infinite singularity. Instead, it begins at the smallest finite area capable of radiating heat, the minimal configuration supporting a thermodynamic boundary. Respecting these geometric limits cures both the expansion anomalies of today and the impossible infinites at the dawn of time. The cosmological ledger now balances without the need for dark fluids, phantom particles, or fine-tuning. Constants like pi, lambda, and g are no longer independent mysteries. They are sequential layers of a single, unified spherical boundary. Our perspective moves from the internal reductionism of the bulk to the macroscopic logic of the boundary. From the warmth of the sun to the expanding edge of the cosmos, physical limits are dictated by elegant geometry, not the volume inside. The answers to the universe's greatest mysteries were never hiding in invisible depths. They were written on the surface the entire time.